What if I told you there was a way that you can target farm pretty much any unique or any item that you wanted in the game? What if I said that if you were looking for a helmet or boots or gloves or one of the mysterious high level items, there was a way that you can actually try to find it? What if there was a way that you can just look for that mysterious Sheikah or grandfather and give yourself the best odds? Would you be interested? Would you be intrigued? Very recently on Twitter, there was this amazing post that showed up that says that the devs wanted to clear up some of the details on the rarest items in all of Diablo 4. They told us that the items are droppable from level 85 plus monsters, which that is the high Nightmare 30 dungeon plus. They wanted to say that they drop at item power 820, and there are currently 6 of them in the game, but they're really rare. Now, we see there's helmets, rings, weapons, and all kinds of really good stuff, and they're just very rare. If some of you are playing Druid or Barb or Sork, there's always a unique that your class really wants. These items tend to be a little bit harder to find and require a little bit more time spent grinding the game. But what they don't tell you is that there's a way to actually go about increasing the odds of getting those items. Now, flipping over to Maxroll, we'll see that as of June 9th that this guide came out. Now, thanks to my good buddy Mike, Skycam, and my Discord server, this was brought to my attention. Now, the nature of this post, and this post will be tagged in the description down below, this talks about monster families. Now, I did some research, I talked to people on my Discord, and I highly encourage you to head on over to my Discord, as we're also beginning to do our deep delve into farming and trying to find all the unique items that we need. Now, this post talks about a couple of things. It says that they've managed to figure out the types of monsters that have the highest probability of dropping specific loot. Now, when you think about that, that's kind of crazy. But when we go through this, we'll just take a look. This tells us now bandits and their common item drops are daggers and maces. But what it doesn't tell us is the dungeons that we can find a lot of bandits. So I did some research, and as you can see, the dungeons that I found that have the best opportunity to drop these daggers and maces from bandits has been Mallwood, Renegade's Retreat, Malgan Works, and Wraithwind. And well, you may say to me, wait, where do I find those? In the description, I'll have this interactive map. Now, my buddy Simix showed me this map. I was using a different one, but this one's really good. So if I type in Mallwood here and I hit search and I just pan out, it'll show me exactly on the map where the dungeon is. So if I go through this list of monsters that drop unique items or monsters that drop item types, we can find out where we want to go to find items. If we go down the list, we see beasts can drop chests, crossbows, and swords. We can find a lot of beasts in Alderwood. There are other dungeons, but this one's pretty good. I've seen a lot of beasts in Mallwood as well, but Alderwood is pretty strong. Going down, we have Cannibals. Cannibals can drop two-handed axes, one-handed axes, and helms. We find them in Earth and Wounds and Galran Slums. I might be pronouncing the dungeon names wrong, and I apologize. Cultist drop our daggers and helmets, and Cultists can be found in Cultist Refuge and Conclave. Now, if you're looking for other dungeons, or specifically Nightmare dungeons, Google's going to be your best friend, or any of the wikis, as you can search on other dungeons and kind of like tailor to what you're looking for. Now, looking at this, I want to point out something very, very specific. These last two dungeons, Cannibals and Cultists, they say helms. If you're playing a Druid and you need Tempest Roar, or you're farming 85 plus because your character's 85 plus, you're doing Nightmare dungeons that these are Nightmare dungeons for, this will be your best opportunity at finding the mysterious Sheikah or the Harlequin Crest. If we go through the list on this website, we could see all the different item types and pretty much where things drop and where they spawn. And I really wanted to bring this to your attention. So for me, for example, with drowned mobs, there's scythe, two-handed maces, pants, and boots. I'm personally looking for the temerity pants. I've had a couple friends who, after showing them this, have gone to drown dungeons and have managed to find the temerity pants. Now, if I'm pronouncing the pants name wrong, I'm sorry, I apologize. But this dungeon's really good for that. We can find them in Ruins of Eridu, Mariner's Refuge, Vault of the Forsaken, Goa Ruins, and Flooded Depths. I like the Goa Ruins a lot. Ruins of Eridu is really good, but I feel like it's been a little bit nerfed, so I would check the different dungeons, and I would encourage you to try them and find the one that you like. Now, there are Fallen. They drop axes and staves, and we could see that Fallen come from Demon's Wake. There's a ton of Fallen in Ruins of Eridu and the Sikaro Caverns. Now, these dungeons and these mob types are subject to change, so I would just double check, and if you don't like the dungeons listed here, or if you want to, refer back to this list, I highly encourage you to do that. Ghosts have the ability to drop bows and wands, and then we can find them in the Earth and Moon, the Lost Archives, the Halls of the Damned. Different dungeons are going to have different layouts and different requirements and different missions. So while you're trying to farm different things, test out the different dungeons and see the layout that you like the best. Our Goatmen are going to give us two-handed axes, one-handed axes, two-handed staves, and totems. And that's going to be our Champions of Mines and Horfrost Demise. We're going to have skeletons for crossbows, shields, and swords, which are the Black Asylum, the Core Dragon Barracks, and the Forgotten Ruins. Our snakes are going to be two-handed polearms and swords, which is Serpent Lair and Witch Water. Spiders give us chest, a focus, gloves, two-handed swords. We can find spiders in Blind Burrows and Abandoned Mineworks. Now, Blind Burrows is really good for spiders, as they're everywhere. And this is probably a really good opportunity to find the Grandfather if you're 85 plus. Now, a lot of this is, just assuming based on the mob density. None of this is going to guarantee that you get a unique, but this is going to give you the best opportunity and odds of getting a unique. Now, in my testing, I have noticed there has been more of the item type listed with the family in testing, so you can ideally target farm what you're looking for. And like I said, I've been hunting pants, and I've seen more pants and more of those type of items dropping in the ruins. So through testing, we know this works. And lastly, we have vampires. Vampires are your bows, your two-handed axes, or two-handed swords, I apologize, and your wands. And pretty much they're in hollowed sword fed in Mausoleum and the Core Dragon Barracks. Now, these dungeons have a handful of each of the mob types. I encourage you once again to go out and try the different dungeons and see which one suits your playstyle and the best of your abilities. And I really want to point to the original Twitter post that said that the items that we're hunting for are the big ticket items are 85 plus. So you can get into 85 dungeons early if you have nightmare keys. So I would encourage you to try to hunt. If you manage to find anything or these work or you've had great success, leave a comment down below. If you're hunting something very specific and you find a good dungeon for it or hunting a specific type of mob, leave a comment, let us know, because sharing information is going to be able to help us find the things that we're looking for. And I encourage you to give it a shot. Maybe you'll be one of the first few people on NA to find one of the mysterious top 6. I know me personally, going back over to the game, my Druid is level 82. I'm going to be pushing the last 3 levels to get me to 85, and then I'm going to be doing a combination of hunting some of these items and kind of dabbling in the Cal level a little bit. For now, though, I hope you found this information useful. I hope it gives you some guidance on where to go and how to farm. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And the Discord, like I said, is insanely active. I encourage you to join. And who knows, maybe us all working together, we can find the items that we're looking for. For now, friends, I'm going to get back to leveling and get this video out to you guys and get it all taken care of. And if you do manage to find anything or it works, let me know. But for now, friends, I will see you in the next one.